Okay, well, we are recording. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to One Hope and Bolton Mansion's fundraising event. This is our Wine Wednesday tasting. And tonight we are going to learn a little bit about One Hope wines. And also our hope is to be able to give back to Bolton Mansion through our tasting event. All right, so we're going to start off. If you have a piece of paper and pen, get it handy so you can take some notes. If you have your own glass of wine, feel free to keep on drinking it. And we'll get started. So has anyone here heard of One Hope before? No? Okay, awesome. You have? No, you haven't. Okay. So we are a cause-centric organization. So what that means is we give back through wine. So we give every single bottle that we sell gives back to a specific nonprofit. We have over 50 varietals of wine, and every single one of them has a different cause partner that they give back to. To date, we have donated over $5 million to different nonprofits. What's nice about One Hope is that it is award-winning wine from Napa Valley that is delivered right to your door, and it comes in about 3 or 4 business days by FedEx, so it's super fast. The other nice thing about it is we do have a happiness guarantee. So if you ever get a bottle that you don't really like at all, which never happens to me, but if you do, then we will make sure you find one that you do like, okay? Our winemaker, Mari Coyle, came from Sterling Vineyard, and which is a very well-known vineyard out in Napa Valley. She's won numerous awards. She is one of the top women winemakers out there, and she's been with One Hope since about 1999, okay? So we'll get started with cheering to our host. So our host for the event is Bolton Mansion. So I wanted to showcase one of our shimmer bottles. So this is our shimmer bottle, okay? It says toast to the host on it, and it just shows you one way that you can actually get your bottles etched. So if you work for someone who is a corporate office, or maybe you need some sort of celebration bottle, whether it could be like maybe a realtor or a wedding, something like that, you can get any logo or anything etched on our shimmer bottles. They come in cases, and they come in silver or gold, all right? So if you are drinking, I'm drinking my water tonight, but if you are drinking, you can toast to the host, and let's do our best to raise money tonight for Bolton Mansion, okay? So 10% of everything that we sell goes right back to Bolton Mansion, and then the other part goes back to the nonprofit that is associated with the particular bottle. So about half your bottle cost is going back to different nonprofits, which is really special, and it's what makes One Hope unique, okay? So typically with our tastings, we have 6 bottles of wine that we share, and our hostess gets to choose those bottles. So Sherry actually chose the bottles with me that we were going to taste tonight, and those are 6 special bottles that each have a special different cause. So typically we start with a sparkling wine, and tonight we chose the Prosecco. So I might actually be, so that you guys everybody can see what I'm actually sharing, I might change my virtual background to none so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the bottle. All right, so we have our Italian Prosecco. All right, we do carry a small selection of wines that are international, and this would be one of them. This particular wine is excellent for mimosas. So I don't know if anybody likes mimosas, but I love this particular one with mimosas. Some fun things that you can do with this one are cranberry juice or a poinsettia. Okay, that's what it's called. You could do apple cider if you rim your glass with cinnamon sugar. You could put a little splash of apple cider in there, and it's awesome in the fall. It's a great fall drink, apple cider mimosa. You could do something in the summertime, like a strawberry shortcake mimosa, where you put strawberry ice cream in there, whipped cream. You could rim your glass with some vanilla wafers or cinnamon graham crackers, and then top it off with your Prosecco. You could do orange juice. You could do lemonade. You could do any sort of juice. So if you like a sweeter drink, or if you like a mimosa, Prosecco is the way to go. It is one of our top selling wines as far as bubbly wines. Every bottle for this particular bottle goes to Why Hunger, and every bottle helps fund healthy meals to end hunger. So it is said that 1 in 5 people don't know where their next meal is coming from, and ONEHOPE helps to fund those meals. Okay. This one is pear, hints of green apple. This one is, I would say, it has a fruit taste to it, but it is drier on the finish. But when you add your juice to it, it becomes more of a sweeter drink. So that's why everybody loves the Prosecco, because it really finishes great no matter how you serve it. Pairing suggestions for this one are fruit and cheese plate, seafood chowder, and lemon cake. I love a good chocolate covered strawberry with this one. Brie cheese is great. Any of your softer cheeses. So this is our Prosecco. Okay, very, very, very popular one. And we do have several other bubbly choices. So I don't know, what is the poll in this group as far as what type of wine you like? Who likes sweet?
I'm a sweet.
Sweet, Sherry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all sweet?
I prefer sweet wine.
Linda, sweet? Are
Yeah,
you more
sweet.
dry?
I'm dry.
Dry, me too. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have 2 and 2. All right, so I will share all of it. So as far as our demi-sec wines, we have demi-sec sparkling wines that are flavored, and they are delicious. So if you are a sweet wine drinker, you will love the sparkling peach. It is one of our best-selling wines. It's awesome. I personally like the semi-dry one, which is the pomegranate, the sparkling pomegranate. It's very delicious. And we also have a sparkling citron. And word on the street is that the sparkling citron mixed with lemonade makes a really fun summer cocktail. Okay. So sparkling citron is like your citrus flavored sparkling, and I hear that it's awesome with lemonade. So your sweet wine and dry wine drinkers, if you like lemonade, you might like that little cocktail. Okay. You can make any cocktail with our sparkling wines. There's a ton of different fun recipes out there. We also have a sparkling brut. So the Vintner Sparkling Brut is our 90-point award-winning brut, and that one is also delicious. So that makes an excellent mimosa too. So I'm sorry, what is your first name in the corner who also likes dry?
Vondell.
Vondell. So Vondell and I will like the Sparkling Brut by itself probably, but for everybody else, you might like to put a splash of some sort of juice in it, okay? We do have little mini bruts. So aren't these cute? So we have little mini bruts right here that are about 1 glass of wine, or probably about 2 mimosas. They come in a case, and these make really fun favors. So if you have gifts that you want to give or favors that you need, I'm thinking about doing something like this for my little sprinkle shower. But these are really, really cute. So if you just want that 1 glass, just keep a case of these on hand, and they're great. So that's our sparkling brut. We do have gold and silver glitter bottles as well. So I shared the shimmer bottle, and that one looked like this. Okay, difference. And then we do also have glitter bottles as well. So you can see they're really, really fun, special for an occasion. This one is our gold glitter bottle. It's wrapped in plastic, so your glitter is not going to flake off. Typically, when I gift these or I drink them, I will unwrap it down to here, so that, because people like to save the bottle. So if you can think about New Year's, birthdays, any sort of celebration, this is a great bottle to gift somebody. They also come in our gift sets as well. You can choose any of our gift sets to include a glitter or shimmer bottle. So it's wrapped beautifully. It comes in a nice package box, and it ships right to the customer's door. So this is, if you've forgotten any sort of event or something like that, a glitter or a shimmer bottle is a great gift. I opened one before a wedding, and it was a really fun photo opportunity. So they're fun, okay? Now, every single month, we typically have some sort of customer special, and this month it has, it's revolved around Pride Month, okay? This month is Pride Month, so we are celebrating our rainbow glitter bottle this month, all right? So this thing is gorgeous. So check this out. All right. So this right here is our rainbow glitter bottle. Be a little tour of it. And I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
Bless.
Thank you. My allergies have been terrible. Excuse me.
Bless.
This one right here is our celebration brute. So you can see here it's rainbow. Okay. The whole bottle is glitter. And this is our brute. So just like we had our sparkling vintner sparkling brute, we have our celebration brute right here as well. So whenever you add 6 bottles to your cart, you unlock this special. So you get this one and you get this one. All right. So this one right here is our celebration brute. This one here is our rainbow glitter bottle. They're both brutes, both sparkling limes, but they really make fun, great gifts and are for special occasions. This is really, really pretty. It doesn't really do it justice through the computer screen, but it's gorgeous. Okay. So you get these 2 when you buy 6 bottles. You unlock this set in your cart. It'll pop up, and it's $30 off. All right.
That's only for June?
That's only for June. Yep.
Okay.
Only for June. So our specials run by the month. Now, the other special that you can take advantage of, which I would highly, highly recommend doing, because our special ends, our wine sale ends at the end of the month. Okay. So we have, when you become a preferred customer with us, which basically is an Amazon Prime membership of wine, even though everybody gets different things delivered to their door, what this does is it allows you to get wine discounts and discounts on your shipping all year round. So when you sign up this month for our preferred customer program, which is completely free to do, that's another promotion that we're offering this month. It's typically $19.99, but it's waived. And you get the full benefit of the program for the entire year until next June. Okay, so it's really a no-brainer to do, because you get 15% off of 6 bottles and 30% off of 12 bottles. And then you also get half price shipping, which brings it down to 10. And then you get access to all of our sales throughout the year. So typically we'll have one for sure around Black Friday. Wine was 40% off this last Black Friday. So you get access to those, and only preferred customers can do that. And then you also, at the very end of the year, when your year is up, you do get to choose a nonprofit that you want to give an additional 10% back to, and ONEHOPE will give them 10% of your entire year's purchase back to that nonprofit. So it's another way of giving back all year round. Okay. So that is a way that you're going to save on your shipping and wine. So as we go through this, think about what wines I've mentioned that you might want to try, because this is the month to stock up on them. I know I personally never have a problem filling a case myself. A 30% discount is amazing. But if you don't want to fill a full case or a half a case, see who you might know who might want to, and see if you can add on and create a bigger discount for yourself. Okay. So that is our special. I'll repeat it again at the end. So we're going to get into our other wines. So typically when we start here, we start with the sparkling wine, and then we move into our sweet, our dry, and then our dry reds. Okay. So we went over the Prosecco. The next one that we're going to talk about tonight is the Symphony. Okay. So the California Symphony. This particular wine, if you think you might sound like you will enjoy this one, it's one of our best-selling wines for sweet wine drinkers, and it's on low inventory. So you definitely want to stock up if you are a sweet wine drinker. The bottle looks like this, and it's empty because I do save my bottles. Okay. So here's our Symphony, our California Symphony. Okay. And this one actually funds music and arts education. So this bottle helps fund music and arts education for underdeserved students. The fact with this one is more than 8 in 10 teachers say that budget cuts in music education are detrimental to students. And I am a teacher myself, so I completely agree with this one. That is why 8 out of 10 circles here are colored in, are shaded in. Okay, so it signifies the impact that this particular bottle makes. All right. Now our Symphony, like I said, is one of our sweeter wines. This one is gardenia and jasmine that jump out of the glass with hints of green apple. Lavender, honey, caramel, and candied orange peel will kind of round out the palate with a sweet finish with this particular bottle. Pairing suggestions for this one are salty potato chips or French fries. Yes, please.
A little sweet and salt, right?
That is spicy. Okay, so you always want to pair your sweeter wines with something that are spicy to kind of contrast that. So anything that's spicy, it says spicy Indian cuisine, but I like Mexican, anything that's spicy. Tart citrus sorbet also works nicely with this one. So this definitely, I have customers who order Symphony by the case because they love it. I just had one that ordered 12 because she was in fear she wasn't going to be able to get it again, which is possible. So if you're a sweet wine drinker, definitely try our California Symphony. It's definitely a fan favorite. All of your, this is really cool too, all of your facts for the bottle are directly on the back. Okay, so you can see what the pairing notes, you can see the tasting profile, you can see the cause directly on the bottle. It's all right there for you. So that makes it really, really nice if you're gifting a bottle, or let's say you're looking for a bottle to pair with something that you're tasting for dinner. You can look right on the back of the bottle. Also, all of our California and Vintner bottles are also screw top bottles. So it makes it very, very convenient for you to drink those as well, okay? Now, some other sweet wines that you ladies will like would be the Muscat, the Moscato. You will also probably like the Monterey County Riesling, which is kind of semi-sweet. It's not as sweet as the Symphony, but the Riesling is still sweet. So our Monterey County Riesling, the Viognier, and it's spelled Viognier. It's hard to pronounce, Viognier. And you'll like the Prosecco with juice. You'll like the sparkling peach. If you are a dessert wine drinker, like a port style, you'll like the dessert wine 2912 if you want something with a higher alcohol content, and that is like a real sweet red. That's like a dessert wine, a port style. Okay, so those are the wines. Also the Gewürztraminer. You might like the Gewürztraminer. Those are all sweet and semi-sweet wines that we carry. Okay, so that is our Symphony. All right. Any questions thus far about your bubblies or sweet wines?
The Symphony, is that one as sweet as a Moscato, or is it sweeter, or?
I would say it depends on the Moscato, because we have two different Moscatos. Do you like a real sweet Moscato, or do you like?
I like them like juice, so yes, real sweet.
I would try the Symphony because people compare it to Moscato. I'm not a sweet wine drinker, so I personally don't drink the Symphony.
Okay.
But I do know that one of our Moscatos is sweeter than another. So the one that is going to be the sweetest one, let me show you a picture of it. It's the tall, skinnier bottle. That one's going to be the sweeter of the two Moscatos, although they're both sweet. That one will be sweeter. It looks like, let me pull it up here for you.
Sure.
It looks like this. So it's the Estate Napa Valley Moscato.
Okay.
Okay. So that Moscato is going to be your sweeter Moscato out of the two. We also have the North Coast Moscato. Okay. So that one here, it says honeyed apricot, fresh peach. It has a nectar-like sweetness. Okay. As well with apricot spread, hard cheeses, ham, quiche. Okay. So that one's going to be your sweeter of the two. And then we have the North Coast as well. The Symphony, yeah, would be also sweet. So that's a seamless sweet finish. So I would highly recommend trying Symphony because I think once you try it, you'll find that it's one of your favorites.
Okay.
At least all of my customers that like Moscato love Symphony, so I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's worth it to give it a try.
Yeah, it's going to be going out of stock, so definitely give that one a try. And if you need any other suggestions on sweet wines, I just gave a full list, but I posted pictures in the Facebook chat or the Facebook page, and I gave you 7 pages of all the wines that we carry. So look at those because they're organized by type of wine. I will verbally tell you everything that I think you're gonna like, but that will go over the cause. It'll tell you your tasting profile. So take a look back at Bolton Mansion's Facebook event that I dropped a chat on there today, right before this, and you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll bring it up here so you can kind of see it, but it is a very, very helpful tool. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to point out to you, if you're not sure, you can even look at it while we're doing this. I just put it on post number 18. It's the wine tasting profile menu. It looks like this. So it's the 8th picture that I posted in that series of pictures. And basically what it is, it's a full list of if you like sparkling bubbly wines, you'll like these wines. If you like whites and rosés, you'll like these wines. So it gives you recommendations based off of your taste, okay?
Okay.
Now, some of those wines might be sold out. The California Muscat Cannellini is sold out, but we have 2 other Moscatos. Our Malbec is sold out, things like that, but it'll give you an idea. And then it's also broken down by picture here too. So we have one full page that's all sweet wines, dessert wines, okay? So it'll go over your rosés, your Pinot Grigios, your Sauvignon Blancs, your Chardonnays, your sparklings. The sweeter sparklings are going to be on the sparkling selection page, so it looks like this. All those demi-sec wines that I shared as far as the flavored wines are concerned are going to be on there. Sweeter drinkers, you're going to like the peach or the pomegranate. The peach is sweeter. I personally love pomegranate. And then the citron I hear is amazing with the lemonade. Have not tried it, been able to try it right now, but I plan to try that. So that sounds really good. All right, so we just went over the Prosecco and also the Symphony. When you're tasting your wine, you want to make sure, I don't know if any of you, I know Lindell has wine with her. I don't know if Linda or Sherry, if you do, but if you do, you want to make sure that you're doing the 3 S's of wine tasting, which are swirling your glass, sniffing it, and then sipping it. So that gives you the full experience of your wine. And then I like to add a 4th one in there, and that would be savor, okay? Because you can't really drink without eating. And depending on what you eat with your wine, that's going to completely give you a whole nother taste to your wine. So it really does change the flavor of your wine. Lots of times, depending on what you eat with your wine, that kind of determines whether you're going to like that particular wine or not. So if you don't like a particular wine, research what it is it pairs best with, because chances are it might not be that you don't like the wine, you just might not have chosen the right thing to enjoy it with, if that makes sense, okay?
It does.
So try that out, okay? Now, our next one is going to be the California Rosé. This is one that the only one that I didn't have on hand with me here tonight because it just came back in stock, okay? So we had other rosés. The California Rosé just came back in stock. It is a really pretty pink blush color, okay? So if you like that, if you're a sweeter wine drinker, you're going to probably enjoy the California Rosé over any of our other rosés. Okay, our California Rosé and all of our rosés go toward ovarian cancer research. So it goes towards the OCRA, okay, which is the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. Every bottle helps educate women on their risks and symptoms of ovarian cancer. This particular one is bright strawberry and bright red cherry aromas, hints of blood orange peel and watermelon rind. Okay. This has rose petals and tea leaves. Okay. Pairing suggestions for this one are Chinese takeout, cranberry orange scones, gazpacho, salami, and cheese. So rosés, especially this one, are very, very popular during the spring, summertime. You'll see a lot of people drinking a rosé, okay? We have 3 other rosés that you can try. But like I said, if you are more of a sweet wine drinker, try the California rosé. You can turn it into a delicious frosé. I don't know if anyone has ever tried a frosé before, but it's basically a frozen drink where you can blend any rosé. You can make ice cubes out of them, and then you put them in the blender, and you could either mix it with a little lemon syrup, limoncello. There's a recipe on our website. I believe I actually even posted it in the group event for how to make a frosé, because June 13th was National Rosé Day. Okay, so try a rosé. I personally love my rosé with sushi, so that's my favorite way to have rosé. Now, because I am a drier wine drinker, Vondel, you might prefer the other one instead. The Sonoma rosé is going to be drier. Okay. Also the North, I think it's called the North Coast. Let me pull this up real quick. I will show you all the rosés because they're so pretty in color. All right, so here we have the Vintner Collection Sparkling Rosé. So if you're more of a sparkling wine drinker, the sparkling rosé is good. And it's not, I don't think it's too dry. I think it's kind of right in the middle. The Sonoma Reserve Rosé is the one, Vondel, that I said I think you will like. It's on the drier side. The North Coast Reserve Sparkling Rosé is also on the drier side. It's very delicious. And then we have the one that I was sharing before. That's the California Rosé for sweeter, I would say more sweeter drinkers. Okay. So all 4 of those rosés support women and their ovarian cancer research. Okay. Does anybody like rosé?
I think it's like in the middle for me.
Okay.
It's like not too sweet but not too dry. So
yeah,
that's
how I would describe it too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
The
No, I agree.
California Rosé is a blend of Barbera and Merlot grapes. Okay, so that's where you're getting that blush pinkish type color from. Okay, so definitely give that one a try because it's definitely one that many people drink in hotter weather. So it's a really nice wine to have, especially when you have something maybe even like a little bit more spicy too, because it does have that. Anything colder, I feel like sometimes goes better with, something that's a little bit more spicy. All right. So we're going to move into our drier wines. But I will recommend other wines as well. I'm going to share the ONEHOPE story with you real quick. So ONEHOPE started in 2007 with 8 founders and 168 cases of wine. They sold to friends and family, kind of like what we're doing right now, going into people's homes and tasting wine that way. And many of the wines that we used to have were actually produced in collaboration with Robert Mondavi Jr. So if you're familiar with Napa Valley, you know that Robert Mondavi Jr. is very, very well known, and he still does collaborate with a lot of our wines. Okay, so like I said before, we have one of the most well-known women winemaker, Mari Coyle, and she has helped to create a vineyard and a tasting room in Rutherford, Napa Valley, California. So this fall, they plan to open up their tasting room. For about 10 years, they actually just sold to different businesses and they didn't do what we're doing right now. So it's only been very recent that they opened up their company to doing in-home tastings and sharing with cause entrepreneurs, which is what I am. So there are several of us throughout the country who now bring wine into other people's homes, but that was more of a past few years decision for them to add that onto the business. Okay, so now we help to make an impact in about 37 different states, and our mission is to give back through wine with every single bottle that we sell. Okay, so we can't say that about our liquor store wine, our grocery store wine. So I always tell people you can feel really, really good about drinking wine because you are drinking for animals and education and health causes and endangered species, all causes. Okay, so feel good about your drinking because you're giving back with every single bottle. A lot of people will ask me, what does one bottle actually really give? And it really gives a lot. If you think about it, if they've only been doing this for about 3-4 years and they've been able to give back over $5 million, little by little, sip by sip, bottle by bottle, it really, really does make a difference. So I encourage you that if you are somebody who buys the same wine every week, that you try to make ONEHOPE your house wine. It gets delivered right to your door. You don't have to go anywhere. You're constantly giving back, and then you can feel really good about all the wine that you're drinking because it is award-winning wine. You will notice a difference with our wine for sure. I know I have, okay? So we are gonna move into our dry white, which is our Pinot Grigio. Wendell is drinking our Pinot Grigio right now, okay? Do you mind holding up your glass, Wendell, so they can see the color of it?
Well, it's almost gone. Here, let me fill it. But it's like almost clear.
Yeah.
It's almost clear.
Okay. So our Pinot
Here.
Grigio is from our Vintner Core collection. So our Symphony was from our California collection. Our Vintner collection was made, our first collection by Mari Coyle. Oh, there you go. Beautiful. Okay. I can see there's like a tiny little sip left in mine. But I haven't been opening the bottles because I haven't been drinking them. So I've been sharing empty ones. So you can see here the label, the ONEHOPE Pinot Grigio. I absolutely, like I said before, love our wine labels. They are awesome. I'll show it to you so you can see, but it gives you all, I'll show it to you this way. It gives you all the details of the bottle right on the bottle. So it's very, very cool. Again, twist off top here. A lot of people love our Pinot Grigio. It's personally one of my favorites. For anyone that is trying to make a cocktail, I know a lot of people out there will say, I'm not into wine, and they like cocktails. Okay, I'm going to give you a little hint on this. If you like things that are made with lemon and lime, like cocktails that have lemon and lime in them, use a Riesling. We have a Monterey County Riesling, which is sweeter, or a Pinot Grigio, because they have lemon and lime and stone fruit notes to them, and you can substitute any liquor that has those flavors for the wine. Okay, so there's a lot of things you can do with the wine other than just drinking it by itself. You can cook with it, you can make cocktails with it. There's a lot you can do with it. So like I said, this is our Vintner Core collection, Pinot Grigio. A lot of people love this one because it goes towards the ASPCA. So every bottle helps fund a pet adoption so every animal can find a loving home. It's estimated that only 50% of animals in shelters will find homes, and that fact is written right on your bottle. So every bottle of our Vintner Core collection wine has a fact on it of why this bottle is so important. Pairing suggestions for this one: lemon chicken, key lime pie. That's probably why I love it a lot, because I love key lime pie. Mimosa popcorn, which I would love to try, and faded blue jeans. So ONEHOPE has come out with some pretty fun pairings that are kind of bizarre a little bit because faded blue jeans, but I think it's kind of fun. So if you look on the tasting on the bottle here, it tells you that too. So you can imagine getting a bottle and the pairing notes say faded blue jeans. It's kind of fun. It's just a little bit different, okay? This one, varietal, has a touch of minerality and fresh stone fruit. Pinot Grigio is a white wine grape with growing origins in Italy. And it is has a clean finish and a crisp acidity. Okay, juicy white nectarine, crisp acidity, and dry. Okay, so this is a great choice. If it is too dry for you, like I said, try adding it to a cocktail. Okay, if that one is too dry for you, try the Monterey County Riesling, because that one's not as dry. But being a white wine drinker and a white wine dry white wine drinker, I actually like both of them. So Wendell, you might actually like the Riesling as well. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like too sweet, but it's not too dry. It's kind of like right in the middle. So it's very, very delicious. All right. Any questions about the Pinot Grigio? No? All right. So if you like your Pinot Grigio, we're going to move into the last two wines, which are reds. But I did want to take a minute and go over the other dry white wines that we have. I've gone over all the sweet ones, but I want to share some dry whites. Personally, I love our Napa, our Rutherford, I think the Sauvignon Blanc. Okay. So we have our Estate Sauvignon Blanc. That one is one of my favorites. It's grown in a very small selection and a block on our vineyard. Another one that you wouldn't think to try because it's not very commonly heard of is our Fumé Blanc. So it's very similar to the Sauvignon Blanc. I would say it's a tad bit sweeter than the Sauvignon Blanc, but it's the perfect amount. I find that one to be one of my favorites personally. And then, so we have the Rutherford Estate Sauvignon Blanc. Looks like that. And then we have the Rutherford Estate Fumé Blanc. Looks like that. We also have, if you're looking for something a little bit less price-wise, we have the Vintner Sauvignon Blanc as well. Okay. So those are great. And it does say that the Estate Fumé Blanc is off-dry and sweet. So like I said, it's kind of like a semi-dry. It's paired with feta cheese, oysters, roasted chicken, vegetable-based appetizers. It spends 10 months in French and American oak. And it's delicious. That's probably one of my favorites. So definitely try some of those other whites, Vendel, if you like a dry white. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this one is our best-selling wine. All right. So if you like brownies, I don't know who doesn't like brownies, right? I would highly recommend grabbing yourself a bottle of this, even if you are a sweet wine drinker. Okay, I have converted many sweet wine drinkers to red wine drinkers just by this bottle. We have several wines that have been submitted to get awards. If you've ever walked into a liquor store and you see that different wines have different point values to them, this is where you're going to see, you won't see ONEHOPE wines, but you'll see that our wines are rated just as high as those wines that are in the liquor store out of 100. So this is a 96-point award-winning wine, which is super high. Like I said before, it's a good middle-of-the-road wine. It's not too dry, but it's not sweet. It's your good pizza, pasta, burger, barbecue, just your good house red. It's a really excellent red. It's a blend. So this is the Vintner Red Blend, okay? California Red Blend. Every bottle of this particular one goes back to Team Rubicon. So this reunites veterans with a sense of purpose through disaster relief, okay? This one is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Zinfandel, okay? And it's big and bold with complex berries and cocoa aromas. So it's kind of really full of depth, like a dense chocolate cake. It's so good. If you're not a sweet wine drinker or a drier wine drinker or a red drinker, I would make yourself a batch of warm, delicious brownies, okay? Now, one way to taste this, and I know I mentioned this before, you want to do the 3 S's of wine sipping, which is swirl, sniff, and sip in that order. And with this particular wine, you have to add the other S, which is savor. If you want a full tasting experience with your wine, what I highly recommend doing is to sip the wine by itself, kind of move it around your mouth, because wherever the wine hits your taste buds is going to determine, you know, what you're really tasting out of that wine. And then your second sip, take a bite of that warm brownie, put it in your mouth, and then take another sip of the red blend over top of the brownie. And if you taste the red blend through the brownie, it's like a magical experience. It's delicious. It totally, I mean, like I said, converts, you know, wine drinkers that say, I don't like red, and then all of a sudden they like red, okay? So I would highly recommend doing that exact thing with your red blend. Okay, it's so good. Tasting profile on this one is berry cobbler, spice, cocoa powder. Our pairing suggestions would be grilled bacon burgers, berry pie, maple bacon popcorn, and shooting stars. Here as well with this one, okay? So our statistic on this one is even while on active duty, 70% of military veterans reported the desire to volunteer in their communities. So that's where this bottle is going, okay? The other cool thing about our Vintner collection bottles is it actually tells you the acidity, the body, and the sweetness right on the bottle. So that's that little thing right there. So it's gonna tell you all your facts about your bottle. But this is one that is kind of my go-to red. It's your very, very easy drinking red, okay? All right, so that's our red blend. Any questions about red blend? No? Have I
Nope.
made you want to go make some brownies yet, or?
I just boxed the Ghirardelli downstairs.
Oh,
Ghirardelli brownies.
they're so good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
some red blend and then try it and see what you think. But
Yeah.
that's one too that I think I love to give as a gift as well, because, or take to somebody's house, because it's not either, like it's not on either side of the spectrum. It's kind of like right in the middle. Okay. Goes really well with like a good Italian dinner too. All right. So that is our 5th wine. Our 6th wine is my personal favorite out of every single bottle that we have. Okay. Lundell, I would highly recommend trying this one. All right. So this last bottle here is our Edna Valley Pinot Noir. And you'll notice that there's a difference between this bottle. So our black label wines are our reserves, and these are our core collection, our Vintner collection. So if you see a black label, that means it's a reserve. Our reserves are not screw top, they are corked. Okay, I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit. Here's the back of the bottle. Okay, so still has the tasting notes on it, but it's it's viewed in a different way. This particular bottle is close to my heart. We always all say that people do what they're doing for a reason, and it wasn't until personally that I tasted this bottle that I knew why I was selling wine. I have been a ONEHOPE wine customer for over almost 3 years now, and it took me almost a little bit more than 2 years to join. But before that, I was buying cases of this particular wine, and I never really read the back of the bottle. I just knew I loved the taste of the bottle. I love, like I said, dry white and dry red wines. This one, it just sets it apart from all the rest. There's a lot of other reserves that I like equally, but for some reason, this one was one of my favorites. At the time, I was hosting my own fundraiser because we were in the middle of trying to adopt a child. We had lost my son almost 9 years ago this August. He was born premature, and we raised a lot of money for the March of Dimes. So we were raising money for the March of Dimes, raising money for our adoption. I hosted my own party to raise money, and that's when I fell in love with this particular bottle. Like I said, it took me 2 years to join ONEHOPE, but it wasn't until I joined did I realize why I love this bottle so much. So my job is super easy. I either read the bottle or I read these tasting notes that I have printed out, which now have wine all over them. But if you look in the top corner of it, there's a little elephant. And it wasn't until I was standing at my first party that I realized that that elephant was there. And at the time, when my son passed away, we became very connected to elephants, and that's kind of how we connect with my son. His whole room was elephants, and just my phone covers, I mean, everything. I love elephants. So when I looked at that, that's when I knew that that's why I joined ONEHOPE. I wasn't planning on doing this for a full-time job or really anything. I just joined for the wine discount because I love this bottle. But once I saw that elephant, I decided to go full force into this business, to the point where I've become top in sales, earned a trip, have been able to give back in the past 2 months over $600 just in the March of Dimes through purchases that have come in under my own event. So I'm able to give back to his cause all year round, just by selling bottles of wine. So that's how I keep myself connected to him. when I saw that, I knew that I wanted to take this business to another level and give back all year round. So a lot of my customers call this bottle the March of Dimes bottle, although it is not the March of Dimes bottle. It gives back to Wild Aid. So Wild Aid, every bottle helps educate people on how they can save endangered species, elephants being one of them. So I will continue to drink this. I've actually collected one bottle of Edna Valley Pinot Noir with every single month that I've made it through this pregnancy, so that I have it so I can enjoy it after this baby is born. This one is made in the Edna Valley region of California. So we do work with different regions in California and international, regions as well to get grapes to partner with wineries and bring everyone the best wine that we can. So I like this wine because whatever the soil is that those grapes are being grown in, that's what you're going to be tasting in your wine. And for some reason, this is just the smoothest Pinot Noir. I don't know. It's delicious. I think it gets its spice from the soil. This one is aromas of dark cherry, rose petals, hints of fresh spearmint and nutmeg. It has fruit and vanilla cherry on the palate, and it finishes with a touch of fall spice. Okay, so Bing cherry.
That sounds delish.
It's so good. It's really good.
Sounds really good.
Bing cherry, cola, vanilla, and it says silky. Okay. Now, when you get a bottle of reserve wine, the pairing suggestions for that particular wine are going to be elevated. I'm going to read them to you. It makes people laugh, but it's really, when you buy a bottle of reserve wine, the flavors are kicked up a notch, and you're going to find that it's more of a blend of different grapes, and it's smooth. It's super smooth. So cheese board with pastrami, aged Gouda, house-made pickled vegetables, cherry chocolate brownies, herb crusted roast beef with shiitake mushroom au jus, porcini mushroom polenta, seared ahi with soy sauce and black sesame seeds. The more simple version of that would be your dark chocolate. Love a good dark chocolate with this one. Gruyere, any nutty cheese, cheddar, Gouda, any kind of chocolate, brownies, all really delicious with the Edna Valley Pinot Noir. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of why I might like this bottle. There's a whole page of different Pinot Noirs, so we're not limited to just the Edna Valley, but for some reason, I love this Edna Valley. We have a Vintner Pinot Noir if you're looking for our core collection. And then we have other Pinot Noirs that come from different regions as well. I haven't really met a bottle of wine, honestly, that I don't like. So if you have any questions at all about any of our different varietals, please ask me, because I do have an extensive knowledge of tasting these wines, even though I'm not tasting them at this very moment.
Well, the reserves, is that part of the discounted when you buy the case or a half a case?
Yeah.
So you can include a reserve in that bottle, in that packet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can put glitter bottles, shimmer bottles, rainbow bottles. You can put reserves. You can put core collection, vintner collection, any wines you want. That's what's nice about it. You can mix and match and create your own half or full case.
Okay.
And you can get the 15% off of 6 bottles or the 30% off of 12 bottles. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you put in that case. Now, some other examples of other reds that you're going to want to try. I have a lot of them. So I love the Vintner Cab. The Vintner Cabernet Sauvignon is our core collection cab, but it's delicious. Our Dan, who is our chef in our test kitchen at ONEHOPE, he loves cookies and cab. So any kind of chocolate chip cookie, he actually puts bits of toffee and peanut butter, little mini peanut butter cups in his cookies with chocolate chips, and the toffee in the cookie actually complements the cab. Okay, so that's just a little tip. Cookies and cab. The Cabernet Sauvignon, the Vintner, is my husband's favorite wine, so we ordered that by the case for him. The Paso Robles Reserve Cab is personally my favorite cab. Okay, we also have the Napa Valley Cab. If you're looking for something even higher price and more reserve, bigger, bolder, that cab is also delicious. Okay. And we even have a bottle of cab, which is amazing. It's so good. Okay. That's probably the smoothest cab I've ever had. So that is grown on our vineyard in its very small block. Okay. So those are our cabs. We have, like I said, Pinot Noirs, we have cabs, we have a Vintner Merlot, which is very popular. A lot of people who say that they don't like Merlot do actually prefer our Merlot. And then besides the Vintner, the California red blend that I was describing earlier, we also have a reserve red blend. So pretty much for every varietal that we have a complimentary reserve as well. So we run the range of $20 bottles all the way up, okay? So like I said before, about half your bottle purchase is going back to different causes, including Bolton Mansion, the cause that your hostess picks, okay? So that's really special. So those are our 6 wines that we're gonna be trying, that we did try tonight, or that I talked about tonight. Does anybody have any questions at all about any of those wines or anything that I mentioned?
I just wanted clarification. What's the difference between the reserve bottle and then just your one, like a stock bottle? Is there a difference in the taste or the smoothness?
They're all different. They're all their own varietal. So
Okay.
our varietals are different based on how they're made, based off of where they come from, what they're blended with. So like I said, for instance, the Vintner, the Core Collection cab, or not the cab, the Pinot Noir, it's lighter in color.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be as depth. Like the depth isn't as, it's not going to be, looking for the right word. It's not blended the same way that our reserve bottles are blended. So it's still delicious, it's still good, but you're getting a deeper flavor. This one's coming from the Edna Valley region. So the grapes are coming from different regions, a little bit more complex. So our reserves are just more complex in flavor.
Okay.
Okay. That's the best way I can probably describe it. All right. So if anyone has their own cause that they would love to give back to, I do virtual tastings just like this. And I'm assuming that a lot of you are in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area. I'm from there as well. I'm from Bucks County as well. So if anyone is interested in doing an in-home tasting, I'm doing tastings outside right now. I have 2 of them this weekend. It'll be my first time back doing actual in-home tastings. You choose 6 bottles of wine that you want to taste, and it can be any 6 bottles that we carry from our portfolio of about 50 different wines. And then you get to choose your own nonprofit. And then you actually also get wine back at the end of the event as well. Okay, so I have tastings available. They're really, really fun. They're a great time. It's basically like bringing the Napa Valley experience to you. And if you don't want to do that, I can do virtual events just like this too. Okay. The other opportunity that I have is to do what I do. So as you can see, I literally read the bottles. Super easy. And our opportunity right now is $29. So you can join ONEHOPE for $29, and you can begin selling like what I do. You get great discounts on your wine, and you get to give back all year round, which is the part that I love the most, right? So there are 4 ways to buy with us. You can buy single bottle orders. If you buy single bottles, you don't get the discount on wine or shipping, but you can still get to give back to the nonprofits. You can buy as a preferred customer, like I mentioned before. So with our preferred customer program, it's free to join until the end of the month. I'd highly recommend doing that just so you lock in that you don't have to pay for that the full year if you think that you will be repurchasing at some point and trying the different wines that we have. Again, that's 15% off of 6 bottles, 30% off of 12, and then the half price shipping. So you don't pay anything for that membership at all. You just get to take advantage of those sales all year round, and take advantage of any other sales that would come up throughout the year. and then choose a nonprofit at the end of the year that you want to give back to an additional 10%. So that's how you can benefit Bolton Mansion further beyond just today. You could give back with your wine purchases all year round. Okay. We also have a subscription program. So it's the same benefits as being a preferred customer. The only difference is you get free shipping anytime you order 6 or 12 bottles, and you choose how often you want your wine. So you choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 months. You can change your shipments that you get. So a week before your shipment is shipped, you can then say, okay, I want to try 6 completely different wines, and you would go in your account and you would change it. And then it would automatically get shipped to you. You would get free shipping that way, but you have the same discounts on the wine all year round, just like you do with the preferred customer. And then lastly, our fourth option is our wine club. So our winemaker, Mari Coyle, she selects 6 different wines every quarter. So you get shipments 4 times a year. And these are predetermined on what she selects based off of the time of year. And usually you get one exclusive wine that you can only get by being a wine club member. And you automatically get 20% off those 6 wines and free shipping. You can always purchase throughout the year in addition to that, but that's just like an extra special club if you want to try some random wines that she selects that way. So there's lots of different ways to buy our wine. Tonight, what we'll do is if anybody wants to call me after this, you can call me and place your order. You can text me. So I did put that information on the page. So on Bolton Mansion's Facebook event page, my phone number is on there. It's 215-901-9977. So you can text me, you can call me, or you can go directly on the event link and you can place your order that way. Just make sure that if you are going to select to do 6 bottles or more, that you select preferred customer. And that's at the very top of the page when you go to enter the link. And you'll see it will come up red and it will list all of your discounts on there as well. So you can save, like if for instance, if you are buying a full case of wine at 30% off, you can sometimes save more than $100 that way just by being a preferred customer. So it really does pay for that by getting that 30% off to do that, okay? So does anybody have any questions about checking out or ordering or anything?
No, it was very informative. I learned a lot, and
Good.
there's a lot that sounds really good
Yeah,
with the flavor. So
very, very good.
thank
Awesome.
you. And I'm
Sherry,
sorry about your son.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sherry, did you want to say anything about Bolton Mansion or about the event or anything?
Well, everyone, okay, I wasn't sure if I was on. Everyone actually is from the mansion. So Von Down and Linda are from the mansion. But I was going to say, I don't have any questions at this time as for ordering, but I'm sure I will have some once I start ordering.
Awesome.
Well, I had a question.
Okay.
Okay, so if I do a preferred and I'm starting from the Bolton Mansion or nonprofit, can I keep that as, do I have that option of selecting what nonprofit I want it to go to all the time? Or is it an isolated party? Like,
No.
is there a deadline?
You would select that you want to give back to Bolton Mansion in your account for the, for the end of the year. So if you're a preferred customer, you get to choose a nonprofit you want to give back to. Okay. As far as this party is concerned, once this party is closed, the way that it works is that as long as we get all the orders in, we have to get all the orders in first, and then ONEHOPE will send Bolton Mansion a check.
Okay.
And then this party will be closed out unless you all tell me, hey, I want to keep an event open for longer. Or maybe you decide down the road you want to have an in-person tasting or another virtual event because wine is consumable and people constantly will give back. Or maybe the 3 of you want to reorder. We can certainly always open up another link and it could just be an online event where any orders you get will go back to you again. So
Okay.
there's no limit on how many tastings you can do, how many events you can do. That's why I said, that's why I do what I do, because I can give back to the March of Dimes the entire year from all my
Okay.
purchases. So you could do that as well with Bolton Mansion.
Well, I have people that are not part of Facebook, and I
Mhm.
was talking to them about that today, and they did want to purchase something.
Okay.
So they would, when they go onto the website, then they just put who they want to donate it to.
No,
Is that what they do?
share the event link.
Okay.
So do you have the event link?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
would just take it from the website.
Yeah, so you would make sure that the event link, when you click on it, make sure it says Bolton Mansion, okay?
Okay. All right.
If you don't have that, just reach out to me. You can text me, you can call me. It's on the event. Every single post that I put on that event on Facebook has the event link.
Okay.
So you'll see where
All
I
right.
wrote to order here, and then I'll list the event link.
Okay.
So as long as you're using that event link, then it will get credited to Bolton Mansion.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you can share that out. I would highly recommend telling them about the preferred customer program so that they could take advantage of the 6 bottles or more.
Okay.
When I posted this post right here, it's at the very top of the page. I posted, it looks like this, and then I start listing the different wines that we have. You can actually download those pictures, save them to your phone, and people who aren't on Facebook, you can simply just ask them, do you like sweet wine? Do you like dry wine? Do you like red? Do you like white? Do you like bubbly, rosé? And then send them the pictures that correspond to the taste that they like.
Okay.
And
Well,
that
what I did is I took a picture of, like, when you go in the back of the book and it says who the charities are.
right.
So I took a picture of that, and a lot of the healthcare workers were impressed on the variety.
There is.
So I had asked them if they can order for the Bolton, and they said just to give them the information. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
If you have any questions about ordering, just let me know. I
Okay.
do always like to say that it's best to give people a deadline to order.
Okay.
If we don't, then it'll keep going and going, and then people won't, purchase. And especially too, because our wine sale actually ends at the end of the month. So we want people to be able to get that extra discount. Typically, our preferred customers get 10% off of 6 and 20% off of 12. So right now they're getting 15% off of 6 and 30% off.
Oh, okay.
We
All
want
right.
our customers to order sooner rather than later so that they get the benefits of that. And also,
Okay.
our preferred customer program is free right now. So they don't have to pay the $19.99 to get those discounts.
Okay.
So the sooner you can have people order, the better, so that they get the maximum discounts on their wine.
Okay.
And that way Bolton Mansion also gets their check sooner than later as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can always open up an additional event link. Like next month, if I find that the specials have changed, we can certainly open up an additional event link if everyone goes through their wine and they need a refill, which is highly possible. So we can always do that as well. So it's something that can keep on going. But for purposes of this particular sale, you want it to end before the end of the month so that people can take advantage of those discounts, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Sherry, did you have any other questions or anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think that's everything.
Awesome. Good. Well, I hope everybody learned a lot about ONEHOPE and about wine in general and about how you can give back to all these different nonprofits. And I really hope that we can raise a ton for Bolton Mansion. I feel like we have a good start here. And just please let me know if anybody has any questions at all. I'm available by text, really anytime. If you want to email me as well. And just let me know if anybody that you reach out to has any issues with ordering, and I'd be happy to help.
Okay. Thank you, Jenna.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. And
Thank you,
will
Jen.
post this recording on the event link, and then you all can share it out even if you want to do that as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay?
Thank
Bye.
you.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.